I'll try and pull you guys out here. Let's see if that works. Oh, okay. Maybe that would be better, huh? Alright, I think you guys are okay over there. Heavenly Father, we just want to tell you thank you for another day. We want to tell you thank you for the gift of life. There were many people who wasn't able to see this day, but by your grace and mercy, you were able to give us another day. We just pray, going to continue to guide us, protect us, and just uh, continue to just keep us through everyday life. I know there are a lot of people going through different stuff um, or different situation. So I just pray that you be with each and every one of us. Whatever we may need, that you work through it and be able to give it to us. In Jesus' name, amen. 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 Hello, guys. What's up? What's up, guys? Hello, hello, everybody. So today, I don't have topic for you guys. I just want to have like an open dialogue when it comes to relationship. I know uh, when it comes to relationship, everybody going through different stuff. What might work for you might not work for me, or what you might feel like is ideal or realistic, it might not be that for me. So um, we all had, I'm sure we all had different goals when it comes to relationship. But one thing I know for sure, everybody want to be loved and heard. So I just wanted to have a conversation in a way we can you never know what you might say on this life might help somebody. So I think having an open dialogue when it comes to relationship, we can all learn something. So yeah, feel free to share if you like, and we can keep going. Um, Happy Thursday. We almost at the end of the week, y'all. Yeah. I'll be off on Friday, so that's good. Looking forward to Friday, just relaxing and getting self straightened out. So, hello everybody. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. So, like I was saying, when it comes to relationship, everybody want to be heard. Everybody want to be loved, but sometimes, oh, what we all need the most is yeah, if you want to be loved, you want to be heard, you have to be willing to also give that to your partner, right? um it don't go one way. You can't expect something that you cannot give back to your partner, right? So I think um in a relationship, certain people want certain things, but they are not willing to give that back to the partner. So for example, if you want to be heard, you cannot just be talking over your partner while they're trying to express themselves and stuff like that. Um, Hello, Michael. Welcome. Yeah, if you want to be her, you have to be willing to listen to your partner, regardless if you don't agree with them. When two people come from different um, background, or we are all brought up differently, so two people coming together to make this union work, um, we have to be willing to come together as a team, right? You know, what we have learned in the past growing up, um, maybe your partner might not have grown up that way. So sometimes I think what worked the most is taking the good things that you have learned from growing up throughout your life and stuff like that, bringing the good stuff to your relationship and also adding on to it, both of you adding on to it. You know, for example, certain people are not brought up or didn't grow up to be very expressive, right? So if you are, for some people, if you are expressive, they feel like you're being disrespectful. But in other homes, when you are able to express yourself, uh, it's okay. To other people, it's not being disrespectful. So I think sometimes you just have to understand where your partner is coming from and meet each other halfway. For me personally, I might not agree with everything you have to say, but I truly believe that we should be able to be open to expressing how we feel about anything. Yeah, we might not always agree, but by me expressing how I feel, that doesn't mean like I don't like you or whatever. I feel like if I'm able to express how I feel about anything in a relationship, is able to be there's a room for fixing that situation, right, or that problem. But if you just said your partner don't read your mind, or if you don't feel comfortable expressing how you feel, feeling like you're gonna be judged, or your partner gonna feel hurt, or they're gonna feel like uh, you are putting them down, it just how you I always say just how you say it. But I think it's very important in a relationship for us to be able to freely express ourselves, no matter if our partner uh, agree with it or don't agree with it. We should open room for each other to be able to express ourselves. Um, there's somebody out there for everybody. I always say that. So for me personally, I truly believe you shouldn't just have to settle uh if you are not happy in a relationship. I don't feel like you should just have to settle. Even if you do care about this person, and you know in your mind you want our relationship to work, right? But if you and that person are not just compatible, the person is going in a different direction and you go in a different direction, you might want that relationship to work for the long term. But if two of you are going in different direction, that relationship is not going to work. No matter how you try, or if you go 100%, your partner is going 25%, that relationship is not going to work. You just going to, at some point, you're just going to get overwhelmed, frustrated, and you're going to walk away. So I always feel like don't just settle for the physical aspect of the person, but what's within and what can that person do, right? So there are certain people that might not know it all, or they might not be 100%, but they are willing to work on the things that they are not good at, right? You can work with somebody like that as compared to somebody who is just uh it's not open minded. They just like stuck in their own way. They feel like what I'm never wrong about anything, and I don't feel like I have to fix anything. Someone like that who is just close minded, who always feel it right, it's very difficult be in a relationship with that person. Or if you ever in a relationship, you always have to like second guess the relationship. That's a great possibility that person is not just your person, or that person is not just feeling you the same way. If you have to like question a relationship all the time, what are you guys? Does this person truly love you? You feel like that person, like you just over guess everything about a relationship, or your intuition is just telling you, I don't feel like this person and myself are meant to be together, stuff like that. Especially some people actually, I say, if you really pay attention, someone actions, I always say actions speak louder than words. So people action can truly tell you if they are there for the right reason, or they just want to string along the way. Um, I know sometimes some people are overthinker. Don't get that wrong though. Don't get me wrong with that. Yeah, some people might overthink, but if you have to like always second guess that relationship, if that person love you, or you just like you always like not sure if that person is your person, you just feel like something is always off. Maybe that person is not just your person, and that's okay. You shouldn't have to waste your time just like guessing yourself all the time, um, going 100 miles for the other person when they are not, and when they are giving you the bare minimum or just breadcrumb for you. So me personally, that's how I truly feel. Um, and now as I get older, I feel like nobody can ever make me feel bad. Like if I decide to stay single or something like that, I just feel like this person is not the right person for me. That I shouldn't have to settle for that person. Nobody can ever make me feel bad about that. To be like, oh, you think you all that and stuff like that. Oh, at your age, maybe you should have to settle. No, you shouldn't have to. You can just you until the right person do come along. I'm not saying don't date or stuff like that. You can still date, but you don't have to rush the process. If that person meant to be your person, or that person is your person, you wouldn't have to like second guess all the time, or going to bed all the time to wonder where that person is, what they're doing. They come to see you when they only have time to see you when they want to see you, but when you want to see them, they find all these excuses or stuff like that. Just like it, to me personally, it's annoying because no matter how basic you are, if you truly care about that person, you'll find the time. So nobody should ever, I don't know, like, I know we all go through these stages, like, maybe you might not be experienced, you might not have those experience, or you just might be naive and just agree to all these unnecessary excuses that, oh, I'm so busy. I'm basic, that's why I haven't come to see you. They call you once in a while. Or if you text that person, you take them. Okay. Before I say this, me personally, I'm very bad at phone. But I feel like I would give you get what you get what you gave, right? As much as I'm bad at phone, but if I just feel like you play around with my time, yeah, I'm not going to keep texting you back and forth and stuff like that. I'll call you if I want to, or stuff like that. Yeah, as much as I'm bad at phone though in real life, but if I feel like I want to talk to this person, I'm going to find the time to do it. So to me personally, it's just an excuse to say, oh, I don't feel like you are a priority, or you deserve all that time for me to give to you. So when people always Yeah, sometimes people are busy. Yeah, I understand that. We all have stuff going on. But if somebody should have to like breadcrumb you, gaslight you all the time, and you always have to second guess yourself if that person is your person, that person might not be your person. And I think ladies do find a lot of excuses for men for their action. Not all men, but I think sometimes like I said, maybe you might not just be experienced to all these gaslighting technique or breadcrumbing that somebody would just always find excuse that they are busy. That's why they can't see you. That's why you guys cannot do stuff out. Um, that's why they don't have time to spend with you. But when they want to see you, they're gonna find all means. It can be like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. If you want to see, they'll find the time though. But when they don't want to spend that time with you, they find all these excuses why they can't do those stuff for you. I just feel like, for my ladies out there, never accept that for anybody. If they're gonna always find all the excuses, but they can find time to see you. I know we have all here, make some stupid mistake in the past, like just falling for these lies and stuff like that. But as time go by, you should learn your lesson and don't just let people play with you or your time. Um, yeah, what you guys think? What are some, things you like to discuss about today? What else? And people always say the bird with the same feather flies together. So I truly go by that. Like, if you are starting to talk to somebody and their friends group is not just the best, there's a great possibility. No matter if your person is a good person, at some point they're going to start to pick the kind of bad behavior if they had a friends group that are not the best. So I mean, personally, when selecting my partner, I look at the person, the background, the people they hang with as well. So yeah, and I pay close attention. I might not always say what I see sometimes, just be observant and just pay attention. And you just start to observe everything that's going on around you. You start to know who this person truly is. Yeah. What else? What's the question? Yeah, I love to hear you guys' opinion. Okay, well, this one say, yeah, okay, what make a relationship work? Like I said earlier, teamwork. Both of you have to be willing to be in that relationship and to making sure that both of you are okay in all aspect. Like, listen to your partner, listen, and just pay attention. Sometimes your partner might be telling you something that they want in a relationship or they would like to do and stuff like that. But if you are not listening, if you are all by yourself, you're gonna miss those stuff. So nobody's perfect, but also I feel like you shouldn't have to take um, you should have your own expectation, what you're looking for, rather than what you're looking for in a relationship. If that person is not even making any effort to bringing that to the relationship, and that's something that you want that you want in a relationship, you shouldn't have to settle for that. That's my personal opinion. Um, and those are early discussion that we should be having in a relationship. For me, when I'm starting to talk to somebody, I ask them a lot of questions. Like, as much as I'm observing them, I also ask questions. Um, Maybe people around them as well, uh, and also ask them as well. Some people, they might also like actually tell you stuff without telling you, so you really have to pay attention to stuff like that. Um, and people that been in a long term relationship, I always say this, uh, it's not always perfect, right? Yeah, they might look from the outside like it's perfect and stuff like that, but everybody going through something. Everybody has something to fix. So, based on your values, your expectation, what you're looking for, then you can be able to look for that person who looking for the same thing. Then you guys are able to, um, make this relationship work. So just look for some people looking for the same thing you're looking for, who have as well the same value, the same expectations, stuff like that. Who have uh, also somebody who is a leader as well. Like you can't have somebody who always is a follower. They listen to everything that their friends tell them or their family tell them. You want to be with somebody who know what they want for themselves, not because their family member tell them something. They'll go, oh boy, even if they know that's not what they're looking for, or their friends tell them to do something, they go and do it. So you have to, be looking for also someone who is a leader, not always a follower, who will not always listen to what other people have to tell them. They will, even though they'll listen, but they able to go make good judgment as well. Uh, I think some of the challenges people face these days that actually make relationship not work. That is my opinion, my personal opinion. I think men these days, or some men these days, feel like they have more option, right? So therefore, they feel like they shouldn't, you know, they shouldn't have to commit to one partner, and that's a big problem. Um, and that's very risky being with somebody like that. um your health is very important. um so if you have somebody who is just like, who have a wandering eyes, is very bad, who have a commitment issue, that's very bad, because that can also affect your health as well, because you don't want someone who just here and there, they can bring something to you that you cannot, um, that cannot be healed. So yeah, um, they feel they have more option, and uh, I guess they just feel like they can still have you and have other people, uh, maybe controlling as well. Also in this situation, I personally feel like sometimes people will gaslight you and stuff like that, or they will make you feel like, um, you are delusional, and you're telling them all this stuff that you see going on, and it just make you feel like you're crazy, uh, and stuff like that. What else? Social media. I think social media as well played a big role in the downfall of relationship these days, because some people don't know how to balance it. Like there are some stuff that should be kept private, and there are some stuff that if you like to share, you can share as well. So some people don't know um, how to fix that balance. I think it played a big role in the downfall of relationship, because I feel like not everything should be on social media. You and your person should have certain things personal or private. What else? Um, I think sometimes too, those maybe one of the partner needed desperately just for the status of a relationship. and the other person don't really care that much. Yeah. What else? So, with that said, I always say just find somebody who is looking for pretty much the same thing you're looking for in a relationship. And that person is going to show it to you because they're going to prove it to you or are you even asking them to do it, right? It's going to come naturally. Um, I feel though, no matter how somebody hides to how they hide who they are, if you really pay attention, and be intentional who you being with, I think you're gonna know if that person is worth your time, right? So, and some people set certain expectation they themselves cannot go with, right? So, and I always say you cannot be so controlling in a relationship to the point that you treating the other person like they are your kid. Uh, you can't do that, and you cannot save. You cannot always save. Over the time, I know for sure if I should learn one thing, you cannot always try to fix everything in a relationship. You're gonna get exhausted. So sometimes give your partner time to figure stuff out. You can't always go to the rescue. Feel like you can save the day all the time. Try to make them figure it out. Because I think over time, yeah, you might not be thinking that way. That you might just feel like you're doing the best for your partner. You want to make sure your partner is good, and you want to make sure that everything is working out good, which is not a bad thing. But if you just feel like in a relationship you should do everything, you shouldn't give your partner a chance to at least try to do anything. I think sometimes it makes them to feel like they shouldn't even try to do anything because at the end of the day, if you don't do it, you're gonna do it. So over the time, I learned you cannot always save the day. Give your give your partner the opportunity to at least try. Um, what else? My experiences. I would say my personal experience. I would say though, um, always expect people to change. People are not always going to stay the same. So with that said, be very mindful who you bring into your life because if you are not mindful who you bring to your energy or your life, whatever, when it's time for you guys to go your separate way, it will be very, very difficult for you. So, because some people don't always know how to let go. Even they know very well that they don't want to be with you, they're going to make sure to destroy your life. So, yeah. What else? And yeah, be loving. Don't let anybody change who you are as a person, but also be willing to set healthy boundaries, right? No matter how much you care about that person, how much you want that person to be okay at the end of the day. Because me personally, I feel like I should be with this person, I want to, you want a person to be okay too, but don't try to like overdo it. Or don't just try to lose yourself in our relationship. Because I think sometimes ladies do uh, lose themselves in a relationship. I know some men does, but I think sometimes over time, some people lose themselves in a relationship because they are so comfortable with a person, and which is not a bad thing. So they just feel like even if that person is not treating them right, they feel that they should be with that person because they are so comfortable in the setting. So they just feel like they should just be there. Um, they feel like nobody is going to uh, give them or treat them the way in which maybe the other person is doing it. But at the end of the day, if that person is not actually doing it, they're treating you wrong, and you feel like you're going to find somebody better, you can always find somebody better. So you deserve better. Why don't you think you will ever find somebody? Yeah, it might not happen right away, but you shouldn't have to live in an unhealthy space or environment, right? Just because you want to be in a relationship. Um, uh, and um, one last thing I would say though, this is not for everybody. You know what you know who you are, but don't, no matter who you're with or no matter how much you love the person, always um don't learn. I would say though, yeah, some people might take this a little different, but don't learn to. Yeah, you want to be comfortable with your partner. You want to be able to express freely about anything in a relationship, but always know that nothing lasts forever. So, sometimes if we maybe it's just me, but I feel sometimes you have to be very, very, very careful, like what you share. Especially if you and the person are just getting together, be careful what you share with the person and stuff like that. Because some people they'll just feel like, okay, if your ex partner or your ex relationship, this person treated you that way, I can do the same thing as well. I'm not saying everybody do that, but sometimes what you share, some people will use that, especially if you took that for a long time and you just like, you might not feel like, you might feel like you're doing good and stuff like that. Trying to express to your new partner, some of the things that you took uh in that relationship for a long time. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wait, choking my spit. Excuse me. Oh, wait. All right, you might feel like you are being transparent with your new partner. You are just sharing some of the things that you took in your previous relationship for a long time, but and you trying to tell them this stuff because you feel like you don't want them to do the same thing to you, but just be mindful who you share this information with, because sometimes they might just feel like, okay, you pull up with this, so I can do the same thing and I can get away with it. So yeah. But anyway, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Anything you guys want to share? Um, there's we can go on and on with this. And also, sometimes some people don't really come to your life because they want to be with you, but what they can get from you, um, what benefit they can get from you. So some people might be able to deal with you just because they know they are getting certain benefit that they don't have out there right now, or they don't have that option right now. Until they get to where they need to be, some people will just be with you for the time being until they can find something better. So Not everybody that come to your life made it best. So we just have to pay attention more to stuff like that. Um, I think yeah, that's pretty much what I have for today. I can go on and on with stuff, but me personally, I don't know. Over time, I have just come to the conclusion. I just feel like if I'm not feeling, if I ever feel any negative energy or my intuition start to tell me stuff, I start to fall back right away because some people would laugh in your face, but they don't mean the best. Yeah, they don't always mean the best. They'll be laughing like they care about you. They'll be gaslighting you, but they don't always mean the best. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, today is gonna be a great day. Today, always try to make the best out of every day. Trust me, everybody going through something. You know, everybody going through something. You might feel like you're going through a lot than what other people are going through, but I think sometimes, um, as much as you don't just have to settle for the status, but everybody is where they need to be at the moment. Yeah, you might not be want to be over there at the moment or whatever stage you are in your life right now, and you start to feel discouraged. Maybe you see your friends, your family, they are moving up, but you just stuck. You just stuck. And you start to feel discouraged about everything or whatever you're trying to do in your life. It's not just working out. Everything is falling apart. And you don't see any progress, even though you're making effort and stuff like that, but you don't just see any progress. Don't feel discouraged. Keep moving, keep trying, and just making better decisions. At the right time, when it's God time, God will open those doors. So don't just like, trust me, everybody here has something going on. Yeah, we might all look like everything is perfect, but everybody has something going on. Yeah. So don't feel discouraged. Just keep your head up and keep pushing. At some point, when it's God times, and everything will work out for the best. So yeah, that's my little motivation for the day, and stuff like that. And always remember, if you ever in a relationship and stuff just started to fall apart, or maybe you praying to God, maybe you just feel like something is off, and you praying to God, and you like, God, if this person, as much I do love this person, I care about this person, as much I want this relationship to work, if this is not my person, show me sign. And stuff just start to fall apart and stuff like that. Pay attention. Don't just ignore it. Yeah. God is not gonna physically come down and save you. He's gonna show you sign, but if you ain't paying attention to the sign and you keep asking God, God direct me, but He's showing all the sign, but you keep ignoring it, you're gonna always have issues. So yeah, I think I wish everybody the best when it comes to relationship. At the end of the day, everybody need to be loved. Everybody need to be cared for. Everybody need to be understood. Everybody need to be loved. you want to be with somebody who truly care about you, who love you unconditionally, that you guys can just live your best life, right? But if it's not just a person that God has for you, God gonna show you sign. He is gonna show you sign. And if you continue to ignore it, that's on you. And I always say, what's for you gonna find you. So, yeah, if you just continue to do the opposite of what you're looking for, you ain't gonna find it, because you can't plant an apple and want orange, right? If that makes sense. Or you can, yeah. Or you can't plant what do people say? You can't plant, yeah, you can't plant tomatoes and expect apple, right? So, we have to pay attention. That's all I say. In all, pay attention, because everything is in our face, but sometimes we just ignore it, and we just like ignore all the sign. It's right in our face. So, and you asking God for something, He's showing you, and you just keep going the wrong direction, and you blaming everybody for everything. Yeah, you might not be the one that causing the problem, but if you want something different and someone is showing you this, it's, at the end of the day, God come first, but you should be in charge. It will go first. You should be in charge of yourself. Don't let people move you in a different direction that you don't want to be at the end of the day. Yeah, you have emotion, you might miss that person here and there, but if that person is not your person, don't just settle because you want you and that person to be together, but they are not treating you right. Don't do it. Oh, don't do it. But anyway, you all stay safe. Then now I'm gonna go get ready for work. Here, I still have a little time to, you know, I still have at least an hour and a half before heading to work. But let me see, what's my schedule tomorrow? I will check out with you guys tomorrow though. Let me see. Let me see. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, tomorrow is Friday. Oh, I'm off tomorrow, y'all. I'm off tomorrow. So I'll be chit chatting with you guys definitely tomorrow by God's grace. Yeah. I think this is the only week I have off. This is the only day I have off, Friday. But yeah. Tomorrow I'm gonna take my girls to, well, no, I lie. I wanted to take them to the fair tomorrow, but they wanna go on Saturday. So um it be so hot. I know if even we go for like 2 or 3 hours, I think that's enough time. So just like for me personally, I don't do the rice. I just want to try different food. That's it. And walk around, get my stairs in. But yeah, if we do go tomorrow, we I don't think they want to go tomorrow because I already asked them. But we'll go Saturday if God give for another day. We'll go on Saturday. See the fair. The last day is on Sunday. Then they have other little festival are going on around and stuff like that, but the Ohio State Fair ends Sunday. So, um, So I go on Saturday and I have to work as well. We'll go, maybe spend like 2 or 3 hours max, then we'll be back. Um, what else? I know there's also some festival around here. It starts on I know they have a tomato festival that starts on a. Yeah, off topic for a little bit, but anyway, there's a tomato festival in Pickerton. I think it starts from the 13th to the 15th, and so I might check that out. I think the 13th to the 15th. Yeah, if we do go to the festival, it will be like the one in Pickerton. It might be on the 14th. I'm not sure because these other 2 days it starts on the 13th and 15th. So those 2 days I'm working. I'm doing a double actually, but I'm off on the 14th. So I might go if we do go. Not there. Um, I think that's it. On the oh, okay. Whitehall. I think Whitehall doing a festival as well. I think it's also the same day, the 13th to the 15th. Those 3 days, I think as well. So, yeah, I'm all about like trying the food and stuff, but I don't really do rice. The kids, my girls might want to do try the rice, but I don't. Too old for that. Um, just want to try different food. Um, So yeah, just even if you decide to stay single, y'all, even if you can still live happily until the right person come along. Don't just feel like you have to be with somebody for your life to be complete. Especially if this is not the right person for you. I don't know. Looking back, even though I haven't been in a lot of relationship, but looking back, are some of the relationship, like I said, I haven't been in love. Most of my relationship, especially one of them, well, almost um, 18, 19 years. But looking back at some of my, relationship, I would say though, some of it, I said we all have like lesson that we learn. Like I can like something that I would take with me. I remember somebody saying to me, I already knew that like you can't trust everybody, but somebody once told me never trust everybody. And yeah, and that particular person was just I don't know. It was just evil. Some of the things they did, um, it left with dead in the God. I always say though, when you're ever in a relationship, always don't change who you are. I mean, if it's for the best, if you are truly a good person, don't change it because somebody treating you wrong. You just don't you don't have to be with that person. You don't have to be with that person. If you're a good person and that person just like tempting you to like, ah, just walk away, right? Walk away. Don't stop being a good person because it's part of you. But the longer you stay in that relationship, you're gonna start to get angry and stuff like that. And you might not intentionally start to change, but you're gonna be angry all the time. So yeah, and you don't deserve that. Yeah, the person said, don't trust everybody. And that alone, I can take with me throughout my whole life. I already knew you can't trust everybody. But sometimes you want to give people the benefit of doubt. you feel like because you're treating people right, they ain't gonna treat you wrong. But people are gonna be who they wanna be at the end of the day. And one thing that I know for sure, if you have a clear heart and you treat people right, if somebody treat you wrong, they're gonna get a pay for it. And when you leave, you're just gonna be okay. Don't feel like you're never gonna be okay. Yeah, for now you might be thinking about the person, but I don't know, why would you want to be with this person that don't want to be with you in the first place? Oh, that's treating you wrong. But I guess it is what it is. What else? Yeah, so people are just evil sometimes. So I always try to treat people right though. But I don't just have the patience to fool around. If I feel like he's just here to play around, no, I'm not gonna tolerate that for sure. Yeah, go play with somebody else. Not here. We ain't doing that here. I can say that for sure. But anyway, comment down below what you guys are doing this summer. I know there's festival. This is the month and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys already have yours festival and stuff like that. But hope you guys are just getting out there, you know, living your best life. Life is so short. So with that said, my phone is going dead, so I gotta let you guys go. Life is too short, so don't just let somebody play with you or your time, your peace of mind, your energy. Don't let somebody suck your energy because if you let people, they would do it. Some people, not all people. We got some good people out there. But yeah, I gotta let you guys go. Wishing you all the best for those of you who are in a relationship. Uh, Sometimes give your partner grace. I'm not saying, yeah, sometimes give them grace. We are not all perfect, but if somebody intentionally going above the way just to hurt you, you don't have to be with that person. Yeah. Especially if you already told them, I'm not going to tolerate this, and they go and do it anyway, you don't have to settle for that. But um, like little mistakes and stuff like that, sometimes just give your partner grace. Yeah, life is too short, and you just don't have to settle just because of the sake of it. Oh, all right, y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Stay blessed. I will see you guys tomorrow. You all stay safe. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video.